It was the speed, scale, and the expertise. And I think at the end of the day, we were able to generate leads at a predictable rate and cost. The merit was yours. SalesRoads earned that. Being something so new on the market, management is looking to get traction, right? Some sort of customer usage, some sort of customer traction, trying to identify correct product market fit. So the main challenge is just get customers, get customer usage, get customer feedback, test pricing, those type of things. So I think that was the main strategic. It was kind of I wouldn't say land and expand. It was more land and learn, right? With of course, some expansion goals always thrown in there, right? My challenges are probably going to be similar to what most people would say. First of all, I had no brand, right? So that generally is the case. One other thing I think was interesting was a fragmented target. We were going after schools, right? Individual schools. That later changed, as you know, but at the beginning, it was going after schools, individual schools, and there was 99,000 or whatever there are in the US at the time. So super fragmented, and trying to reach a critical mass of those potential target customers, that was a huge challenge, and we needed quick traction. It was the speed, scale, and the expertise. I think, like I said, it's a significant investment to outsource anything, but especially lead gen. And the fact that there was clear expertise behind speed to get things up and running, showing results quickly, getting quite quick results, and being able to scale, like I said, add new regions. And I think at the end of the day, we were able to generate leads at a predictable rate and cost. The pandemic affected that. Why the relationship ended was the pandemic hit. But up until then, we were getting predictable leads at a predictable rate and cost, I would say. Lead generation is the lifeblood of a company, full stop, especially a startup. So a large chunk of your go-to-market budget is dedicated to lead generation. It requires quite a bit of investment, right, to lead gen. And I wanted to ensure that the budget brought results. Anytime, whether it be internally or externally, you do this, there's risks that it's not going to bring those results. So I was trying to mitigate the risks. I'm a huge fan of A/B tests. The conditions of having the two agencies at that time, there were differences, of course, with the agencies, but the brief and the expectations and the available budget was basically the same. So it allowed me to conduct an A/B test. Which of the agencies working under similar conditions was able to bring in the results at the most cost-effective way? And as you know, we chose SalesRoads because of that. And but it's not usual that you can do that with agencies, because things are just so different. Not to say that your agency is the same as the other one, but it was that we were able to really say, okay, here's half the database working. We have the same budget, and so that was an advantage. And then it was very clear then to make the decision who's gonna do this in the best cost effective way. Can give you the criteria that I was using. I think it was, first of all, acquisition cost or lead gen cost, and then the results, right? So that was the first thing. And then also accessibility to the team. It was important for us to be able to have access to the team that was carrying out the campaign. I would say in the A/B test, probably a third thing would be the talent level of the team that was working on it. You get a bit of feedback there, but I would say the talent level of the actual people that were making the calls and running the campaign, it was clearly better with SalesRoads. And then the management in between, so the daily interaction or the account management, I think was, to be fair, was pretty good on both sides. I don't think there was a huge difference there, but at the end of the day, it was just we got better results with SalesRoads. When you're doing something like this, you're basically confiding in one or two people that you've met, but you really don't know the talent level until it actually gets started. I would say it was probably pretty important as far as the results we got, because I think there were just some really high quality people that were working and picking up the phones and hitting the phones and calling our prospective clients. I'm sure the level of talent that you're able to acquire had a lot to do with the success of the campaign. And I also think, being one of the first companies I've ever worked with. I think that was also interesting to see the talent level that SalesRoads was able to acquire for SDRs. It was very good that you got involved early and were key in trying to understand our business and understand our pain points. I think it was the fact that you understood the business. You made an effort to come meet us personally. And then with Christina, having weekly check ins with her and the team and providing the possibility to listen to calls, give feedback, specific feedback on the calls, and you know, giving me access to the team, which is always right. You give the customer access to your production team, you could get all sorts of things happen. But I think it was nice to be able to have access to the team, to be able to give specific feedback, to hear from them what the challenges were. I would say the same thing that we experienced in Spain was speed, scale, and expertise, right? So it was very quick to get started. It was very scalable. We start with one region, we had another region, and that was easy to scale. I would say the results, we were really happy with how quickly we were getting results in totally different regions. I say the advantages when you externalize, but especially I guess in your case, and we're working with you, it was easy to identify where things weren't working. And then your team quickly adjusted to that. I also have to say, what we wanted to actually get meetings with schools, right, at that particular time. And I wanted to sit in front of schools, explain, see their reaction, hear the reaction. You have to have a critical mass of those meetings in order to really learn what's going to work and what doesn't work. I was traveling to the US every few weeks from Europe, and I wanted to make sure that when I got there, I had enough meetings to actually sit in on because it was a long flight, expensive, and I wanted to learn. I don't think there was any time where I didn't have a significant amount of meetings